Shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, to elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. GMS precepts. There's our chad here. And I got an article here. I got a few here. This is from ABC News. A Danish prime minister was attacked, right? It says assault on Danish prime minister is the latest in a recent spate of attacks on European politicians, right? So this has become a common thing within the past few. One article goes back a month ago, right? Political violence. Oh, and this happened today. Another German politician is attacked. This is from AP News. Another German politician is attacked as concerns arise over violence ahead of EU elections in June. This is May 8th. All right, so this is yesterday, right? Today's Sunday. This is as of May 8th. Where's the Google, right? And since I mentioned it, and we have I just Googled politicians attacked, a knife attack. That was okay. It says 4 days ago, right? Germany, in Germany, new knife attack in Mannheim, wounds local AFD politician. Right, attacks on German politicians stir memories of Nazi past. Another German politician attacked as concern rise over violence ahead of the elections. All right, so this is becoming a thing, right? I just Googled this, and this was a few days ago, right? And then you had the prime minister attacked a day ago, right? So this is becoming a common situation, right? There's another article about the Danish prime minister suffers minor whiplash. I think it was a female. Let me see the picture. Where is she? This is her. I think she got I think she got punched in the face or something like that. She has whiplash. Right, there's another. Whiplash. Yeah, Danish prime minister suffers minor whiplash after a man assaulted her in central Copenhagen. Right. So obviously you know what scripture I'm going to go to. Well, let me read this article real quick. It's going to be a quick video. It says the Danish prime minister is suffering minor whiplash but is otherwise fine after a man assaulted her in central Copenhagen. Police confirmed on social media platform X on Friday that there has been an incident. Prime Minister met Fredriksen and that a 39-year-old man was arrested. She was rushed to the hospital for a checkup soon after, though unharmed, was shaken up. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I think she got punched in the face or whatever. But and before I get the scripture, let me get this one. Another German politician. So this is a German. So let's read this, right? So this is a prominent Berlin politician was violently assaulted and suffered injuries to her head and neck. Another female. Police said Wednesday in the latest attack on elected officials that raises concern over rising political violence in Germany, right? This happened to a few American politicians as well, but it's going to get a lot worse, especially over, because you have a lot of people that are not, they don't trust the government, they don't like the government, they don't like what they're doing, spending money on foreign countries instead of, and not giving a damn about people here. You got the situation with the migrants, people feel like they're being treated better than the damn citizens, and they live here, they pay taxes here. So you got a lot of resentment towards the government, man, right? And what's this going to bring in? This is Second Esdras, right? Second Esdras 15. And I'll start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So this is going to be towards your politicians. Well, this also consists of race riots, right? Class warfare, right? Even gender warfare. Men and women, the hatred for each other is at an all-time high, right? You got hatred towards LGBTQ community, a lot of dissentment there, right? Class warfare, racial tension, right? It's fighting against in all ways, right? And then you got the sedition, right? Verse 16, it says, "For there shall be a sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power," right? Sedition, if you go into the word, it means in fighting, and it means a fighting against your government or your or the powers that be. I'm not explaining it right for some reason. Let's just get the definition. Sedition, right? It says incitement of discontent or rebellion against government, right? So it's very, sedition is very specific here, right? Any action, especially in speech or writing, promoting such discontent or rebellion. Archaic, rebellious disorder. Okay, right? So it said. So the scripture said sedition among men. So that's a very specific fighting or war, right? It says, "For the sword in the destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes." You go to this article here. Danish prime minister suffers minor whiplash. Got punched in the face. You got the Danish. Oh, this is a Danish. You got the German politician. Knife attack. Okay? And all the other politicians that got, attacked by the common people, right? Knife attack. I think that's the same one. New knife attack wounds local German politician. Local politician, yeah, same one. 5 days after a fatal stabbing of a police officer in its market square. So a police officer is considered a king and prince also, because they're an official, right? It says sedition is a fighting against or discontent against government. Police officers, they are officers, for the government. Police confirmed the incident took place on Tuesday evening, close to scene on Friday's deadly attack that targeted organizers of a rally against radical Islam, in which claimed the life of a 29-year-old officer. You see, so there's a lot of sedition, man. There's a lot of anger, there's a lot of discontent, right? And this is where what I meant by verse 15, when it says, "For sword in the destruction draweth nigh, one people shall stand up and fight against another." It's not only going to be the people against the government, it's going to be the people against the people, right? Because I feel like, and this is my opinion, I feel like this whole shit with Trump and the right and the left going at each other, I think it's all purposefully done so the people that chose their sides, they can fight against each other, man. Okay? It's easier to control masses of people if you make them choose a side, right? Instead of all of us joining together and fighting against the government. It's easier to control a group of people if you make them choose a side and then they just fight against each other. You see? And it's working perfectly, man. Right? That's why I think, everything on the right is controlled, everything on the left is controlled. Because at the end of the day, what's that quote? They're all feathers of the same eagle, I believe. I'm saying it verbatim. But nonetheless, it's all part of prophecy, right? All part of prophecy. And let me close. I'll close with 2nd Ezra 9. Right? That's a chapter that's going to be, constantly read because it's relevant. 2nd Ezra 9 verse 1, it says, 2nd Ezra 9, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the times past, which I have told thee before," right? Measure thou the time diligently. How you measure the time? You watch for prophecy, and that's what we do on a daily, right? We watch for prophecy. When I saw this article, I think this popped up on one of my news feeds on my phone. I saw this and I said, "Oh, that's sedition." That's 2nd Ezra 15. Sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard what? Their kings nor their princes. And this happened to a few politicians over here in America, but it's only just going to get worse. Excuse me. Right? But that's part of measuring the time. You're measuring the time is looking and watching out for prophecies, or looking at the news and linking them to prophecies that are going to come to pass. Because the Most High, through the Spirit, He told us these things, right? He told us what's going to happen prior to me sending down my son Yahawashi. It says, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which He made. Right? So once you see these things that I told you before, earthquakes in diverse places. I believe there was one in the area, Jersey or New York, last week. There was an earthquake here. There's always an earthquake, right? Earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars, kingdom fighting against kingdom. I'm quoting Matthew 24. So on and so forth. The progression of the MOT to the B, the C hip, that's coming. We're getting closer and closer to that. That's becoming clearer and clearer, right? So all these things, man, all these things are coming to pass, and that's what we're measuring the time and diligently seeking after. Prophecy, Revelation, what is it, 11 and 18? Don't quote me. It says, the spirit of Yahawashi is what? The spirit of prophecy, right? Verse 2, it says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which He made. Right? So that's the things that we look for. We're looking for prophecies because these are spiritual breadcrumbs, right? Or warnings or signs of the Lord coming, right? And each breadcrumb that's found, each spiritual breadcrumb that's found, right, or vision that we see, or vision that's found, or prophecy that's found, it validates the scriptures that much more, which validation or more validation of the scriptures equals more faith, right? So they're essentially they're faith boosters. Once we see prophecies boom, you see, a new is going. You see, prophecy, message. It says, verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right? And mention earthquakes, uproars of the people, right? That's once again, boom, that's an uproar of the people. That's sedition among men. I just read that in 2nd Ezra 15, right? Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. Right. So that's pretty much it. So that's it. I'll leave these articles in the description. This is more prophecy coming to pass. That's more visions that are speaking, pursuing the Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. It's a beautiful thing. So, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. To the next show, shalawam.